Oh my God. It's just, I can't take it. So you know what? That's why we limit the show to every 2 weeks, because every time I'm on with you, I just like get, I feel like this, when we just said this, but this is off the air. Like the world is just getting better. I know there's all the crap going on, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what? There's always been crap going on. It's just that we're really aware of it now
yeah,
because the
totally.
world's become so connected that we know about things happening that usually we wouldn't really find out about.
Yeah,
So,
very true. I saw, if you believe in Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel, I saw a video of a guy saying, okay, right off the bat, is it Cain killed Abel? Was that the story? Yeah, yeah. So this guy tells a story. He says, well, right up, like to your point, he says, right off the bat, we had a murderer after four people. Cain killed Abel. So three-quarters of the people on the planet were killers. It was just funny the way he said it was, yeah. So it's like, to your point, it's like we've always had stuff going on in the world. It isn't something new. Yeah.
yeah,
Good. How are you
I
doing? How are
my
you doing?
brain can't wrap itself around those
Oh,
stories.
yeah, I know. I know. More and more I pump it into my head that the best quality I think we can have is thoroughly blissful ignorance, right? Like to overthink things just is like, oh God.
Yeah, overthinking is literally a disease.
Yeah. Unless you're overthinking about positive things, right?
I mean, overthinking, period. Like, if
Oh.
you're always having thoughts in your head about something, like, your mind needs to rest. It
Oh,
needs
okay.
to rest.
Interesting. Okay. I'm glad you told me that, because I would have thought, okay, overthinking is not, because I thought it was one of those things that people just assume it's negative, but it could be positive by overthinking about positive things. But you think we need to shut it off sometimes.
I mean, sometimes you just need a little silence. Like,
Yeah.
it's good to just be, to
Yeah.
not, oh, because regardless, if you're always thinking, you're not being present.
Yeah.
Whether you're thinking of something good or something bad, if I'm having a conversation with you and I'm in my head overthinking anything, then
Yeah.
I'm not present with you. So,
Okay. Right off the bat. See, William is understanding my pain. All right. So he understands my pain. Good afternoon, Tom and John. Yes, Mama is watching. He
good.
understands my pain. So we decided that William has the biggest arms in the history of mankind. Look at the
They're
arms.
probably as big as my leg. Yeah.
Oh my God. He's got the right to bear arms. How is your lovely husband doing, Leo?
Good, good. He's good. He just took the dog out for a walk so he could let us chat in peace.
Oh, very good. So you guys are both in Florida. Is that where you're at? Very nice. Good.
Yeah, I just got back I had a Airbnb where I was doing my yoga teacher training course, and I just got back.
Oh, very cool. Good. Good deal. How's his back doing? Did he not?
Mm.
Yeah. He kind of was thinking about surgery and that. No, not now.
I think he feels like it's gotten a bit better. It's been
Oh,
a year already, and he
uh,
thinks it's somehow gonna heal. So hopefully he doesn't need it, but
okay.
who knows?
Are you big on, and we probably touched on this at some point, since I started studying about the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve is the nerve that runs from your brain all the way down to your organs. Do you think you can cure a lot of stuff physically with your mind?
I think there's certain things that you can. Yeah, because a lot of disease is caused by stress.
Right.
So lessening your stress is going to help you be more at ease, right?
Very
So,
true.
but like if you like my dad broke his shoulder and
Right.
ripped everything off, like
Right.
your mind can't connect tendons back and ligaments back.
Right.
There's certain things that the mind can definitely do.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. How is our dog doing? It's terrible. I forgot the dog's name again.
Chico,
Chico. That's right.
he's good. He took him on the walk.
Okay. Good. He's in charge. I'm about to be a grandfather any day now. Yes.
Have we decided if you're Papa Tom or Grandpa Tom or
Great question. I said to some woman the other day, of course, I said, no, I should be called Sexy Grandpa, is what I should be called. She did not agree with that, so I don't know what that says about.
Sexy Gramps?
We'll think of something else. She says, yeah. I don't know. It's funny because it comes up. I don't know whether I care or not. I don't really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those things that maybe says something cute once she starts talking
And then it sticks.
Yeah. Yeah. It is funny though, because obviously raising my own two kids, I think, I think of all the things I went through, all the thought process, what I was doing, what I would do differently. So I'm trying my best not to insert myself too much into my son and his wife's, I let them do it themselves. It's their child. But that's the hard part, right? It's like, because I think I'm coming from a good place. I want to help, but I realize, okay.
Yeah. Learn from my mistakes.
Yeah, that's sure. There's no question there. There's no question about Do you ever do that stuff where they call what do they call a doula, where they like a birth coach? Do you ever do that stuff?
No, no, no,
You,
no.
you got nothing to do with giving birth.
I like I mentioned before, I joke around that I must have been a man in a lot of other lives because I can't relate to some of the basic things that women go through, and I'm just like, I don't know, no. So that's one of those that I don't think I can handle it.
That'd be funny. So it'd be funny where so I think I told you this. My second ex-wife, we got along great. So she went through the whole in vitro thing on her own to have a child. I think I told you this, and she asked me to be the birth coach. So kind of to your point, typical man, she was hooked up. It was during the day. She had a contraction. I'm watching the monitor, and she's in pain, but I'm looking at the monitor. It doesn't look that bad. So I said to her, I said, "Oh, geez, it doesn't look that bad." And she just about killed me. Like I'm supposed to be there to help her,
Yeah, that's not helping.
Yeah, very funny. Yeah, but
I love it when they connect the men to like the electric shock things, and they make them go through contractions, and it's like it's on 1 and they're already screaming, and the woman's like, wait till we go to 10.
I can't. The few things I can't like relate to is like what it would be like to carry a child, somebody else inside you, to the point where like it's a living being. I mean, it starts off obviously.
Yeah, the craziest thing is thinking like you're carrying your child and your grandchildren inside of you already, because the eggs are technically being formed there. So you're technically holding on to your grandchildren too. So that's even wilder to think about.
It's an amazing process, isn't it? Like,
Mhm.
And I've read about where like the placenta is the father's placenta. I guess that's his contribution. I guess it comes from the sperm and everything. Just what they're saying.
Interesting. I hadn't heard that before. Hey,
Yeah, I was reading.
so learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's that whole thing. Like, as a woman to carry that whole, like to your point, to carry the grandchild as well.
Yeah. Wild.
Ooh.
And so much is like being absorbed by the child already in the womb.
Yeah.
And we don't.
All the
I
thoughts,
don't know. All the emotions that the mom's going through, like the child feels all that. So that's crazy too.
Like the last trimester in the womb, even like the environment you're in, the music and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think I would have been those women that would have had like headphones on my belly and putting some like Napoleon Hill and
Well, you think about it too. Okay, so let's say people don't believe that. Well, what do you got to lose? It's not like you're doing something wrong to the child, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, our buddy William Haynes here, Magical Vet. I'm Grandpa Bill. My wife is Nana. My wife is Italian, so everything's Nana. Okay.
I love it. Yeah, I see you as Papa Tom.
Papa Tom, yeah.
Papa
I can see that.
I
sent him all these videos of little girls doing taekwondo and all that kind of stuff. I said, she's doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, that's one of the best things. Like my dad had me do like certain martial arts and learn self-defense, and I feel like every woman should go through that as a young person. Like I feel like it made me more confident. Like when I travel by myself and things like that, like I'm very confident and aware of like no one can mess with me kind of thing.
Did you have to, obviously, I mean, you were in the race car business, so did you face a lot of sexual harassment?
I didn't. Probably because I wouldn't stand for it either, but no, I think it was more of having to have, pardon my French, the balls to like stand up and not take any crap, because being a girl, like I literally would try to get run over. I had a race in North Carolina where this guy was a lap down and was trying to get by me to get his lap back, and literally flipped my car twice. And I got out of the car with my helmet. The guy was like 6'2", 200 pounds, and I'm going after him with my helmet. I mean, yeah, I could hold my own.
Well, it is funny because we joked around before when we first met each other at the gym, like many years ago. You wanted nothing to do with me, and I was probably scared to death of you. Like I wanted like the quiet, calm little girl. You would have kicked my ass.
Yeah. I think that's where my husband and I get together so well because he's the calm and collected and has to think everything, and I'm the spontaneous. Like, I called him a couple of weeks ago and I was like, I got a hotel room for this festival that the tickets are not out yet. So it's your job to get the tickets. You have 1 hour to get the tickets. So I'm
Oh,
calling him an hour before and I'm like, you're ready. You're ready, right? Because
right.
usually he would never make his mind up before something even is live to even think about it.
How long have you guys been married now?
6 years.
All right, so he knows from 6 years that this is the way you operate. So this is no surprise to him. When you tell him you got an hour, he's okay. I understand.
No. And I called him and I was like, so here's how this is going to go down. It's either a girl's trip for me and Rachel, or it's a couple's trip for you, me, Rachel, and her husband. So
Yeah.
let's figure this out. If you want to go.
That's funny. That's very funny. I'm trying to think. That may have been some of the reasons why I got divorced twice. Just like I could never. It was too much my way. Like I think I've changed in that, but it was poor.
Well, but I mean, but that's okay for some relationships, you
Yeah.
know, like some
Yeah.
women like the man to take
Right.
control and to make the decisions. I have never had a man
I can't
tell me what to do.
That'd be
Even when I
pretty
was
funny.
a kid, even my
That would
dad couldn't.
that would be hilarious if you and I like ever tried to. And I said, okay, this is what's going on. You'd be looking at me like, yeah, right. Yeah, not happening. That lasts about 30 seconds. It'd be over. Oh, that's funny. Funny stuff.
Yeah. But I think that's where it's the beauty of relationships, you know,
Yeah.
and it's why like there's always someone out there that's perfect for you because
Yeah.
like some people need that support and that like strong foundation, whereas other people have that for themselves, so they don't need that. And it's like you just need to find someone that vibes with
Cool.
whatever you believe and however you operate.
Okay, so let's like even the whole dating process. You know what I was thinking about? Okay, so you meet somebody and you start dating, but you go through this quite a courting process where maybe you act a little bit different than you'll really will act when you're together. I would think, like, why don't you just skip that and act the way you're going to act if you're together? Like, why? So like you're wasting that time, don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a part of like our nature almost to be like the perfect version of
Right.
myself, but I don't think I've ever done that. I think I've been pretty much
Yeah.
myself all the time.
When with
Yeah.
Leo, you guys just went right at it. It was like, okay, we're together. That's it.
Yeah, with Leo, I mean, we weren't even friends before we were together. It was like we met, we were together, we got married. No time in between.
Okay. All right. So now I'm putting you on the spot here. So don't answer if it's inappropriate. But do you think was there things that you learned later on? You say, oh, geez, I wish I'd known that. You know what I'm saying? Like because you went. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like we were such open books when we met each other that I feel like I mean, he's changed a lot since we got married, and I think I have too. But I feel like we've been so supportive of each other during our evolution as people that it's just kind of grown organically.
Interesting. So that you're so close that even though you changed, you weren't the same people you were that you met initially, but you had formed kind of like such a bond that it was like, okay, this is just a different version of the person I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, because I don't expect them to fill any holes that I have.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with him finding his way and he's okay with me finding mine, and I think that's what's made the relationship so beautiful, and it's made it work regardless of our situation.
Yeah, no kidding. Now you guys, I know I told you this before. You're lucky. I mean, I should say lucky. It's probably it's not the proper term. Well, maybe luck has something to do with it, but there isn't too many people in the world that ended up having a relationship of any sort, not just like yours, but where you guys have that kind of,
Yeah, I mean, most people can't even wrap their heads around how it works. Like they're like, really? But it has worked. And like I mentioned before, I think if he ever does move down to Puerto Rico, we would still need like a separate place so that if either of us needs a break, we can just go, because we both really enjoy our time alone.
Yeah.
So
see, to be able to acknowledge that and be comfortable with that, to say, listen, I love you to death, but I need to be alone sometimes. Yeah. How long did it take before your ex saw the real you, Tom? Not picking on me. Back then, in 15 seconds, she saw the real me.
Saw right through you.
Yeah. And that wasn't necessarily good. It was just that it was, I didn't have any filter whatsoever back then. It was like my way or the highway. And and I don't mean that in a bragging way at all when I say that, because it wasn't all, I guess I was very honest with people. That's the one thing, but it wasn't always pleasant. Wasn't like this.
Honesty isn't always pleasant. That's why the throat chakra is a male dominated energy.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. Interesting. Our girl, secret agent girl out there in the Midwest, Deb Anderson. How are you?
Hi, Deb.
She's a sweetheart. Very intelligent woman. She's in the security business for some big company out there too. Very intelligent woman. What else is going on? So are you all done? You're teaching your classes now, or are you still doing that?
I am. I'm done. I just got done on Sunday. We had our graduation. It was amazing. I've been blessed this year with all my students. They've been incredible. I'm just so proud of them. And yeah, it's been magic.
And do you put on your own? So this is your class, your stuff. So when you have a graduation, it's you putting on the graduation as well, correct?
Yeah, I always try to do something. When it's in Puerto Rico, sometimes I'll have like local musicians come in and they get to listen to like local music. For these girls, I did a flow class, which is like the ones that they teach at Lifetime, which is a really intense yoga class. Then we did a cacao ceremony, and then we did some sound healing, and it was nice.
What's the cacao ceremony?
Cacao is pure chocolate.
Okay,
like
so that's what I wonder.
Yeah, but it's 100%, so it's ceremonial grade, which means that it's processed different. Like even the seeds, there's intentions that are put in the seeds and the plant as it's growing. And then once you take the seeds out, the way that it's dried and fermented is different. The way that it's toasted at a lower temperature to keep more of the theobromine, which is the like caffeine sort of that it has, but it acts differently in the body than caffeine.
So you have a ceremony like eating the cacao?
You drink it. Okay. You melt it and you drink it. Yeah. And it's beautiful.
I've gotten into eating the dark chocolate with it's got like 72% cacao in it. And I mean, I gotta be careful. Like, I'm supposed to have 5 pieces. I may have 10, but it's got some really good stuff in it, right? Cacao, like very healthy.
Yeah, it's got antioxidants and the flavonoids that it has. It's really good. But when it's processed the way that ceremonial cacao is processed, the theobromine, the iron content, all of it is still there. It's got a lot of calcium. I mean, it's super healthy. It's a really good way to, like, if you want to stop drinking coffee, cacao is a great way to go. It's bitter like coffee. It's not sweet at all.
Yeah.
There's nothing added to it. So it's literally 100%. All the fat content is in it. Because, part of the issue with processing food is that when you change the initial compound of what food is, then it's not processed in your body the same, because food already has in it what it needs so that it can absorb the nutrients properly. So when you start changing the way that the food is processed, then the way that the body reacts to it is different too. So it's the same thing with cacao.
And processing, it could be different things, right? It isn't always adding chemicals and stuff, like even just like heating it or something.
Yeah, like boiling vegetables, for example. Like you're removing so many of the good things that they have. Like that's why the water ends up a different color. But those things should be in the veggies that you're eating, not in the water that you're throwing out from boiling it. So that's why steaming is better. And
I noticed that with because I like my turmeric in the morning. I put that in my tea, but it's hot. They say it's processed with hot water, so like you have to take black pepper with turmeric.
Black pepper, yeah. So, but just putting a pinch of it is enough. It's not like it has to be spicy.
Yeah. I like I got in, so I have my turmeric, ginger, matcha, honey, and lemon.
Ooh.
Oh God. That's good.
Yeah, I put turmeric and ginger in my coffee in the morning.
What's the proper pronunciation of turmeric? You say turmeric? Do you think that's the?
I don't know. Turmeric. I don't know.
I'll go with it. Turmeric.
I haven't thought about it too much.
What did you say?
I haven't thought about the pronunciation too much.
Yeah, it's that orange stuff I put in that stains everything. Yeah.
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 That's supposedly very healthy stuff that you're
I
putting.
know. You know what I find too? Like you try your best to be healthy, but you really don't know where the ground, the chemicals that have been in the ground where it's grown. I mean, I guess you can, but like it's really hard here to know. Okay, where is this stuff really growing? Even with organic stuff, for years they could have used chemicals in it, and then all of a sudden, for the last, there's just certain like 3 to 5 years prior to being called organic, it has to be chemical free. The grass, but who knows?
Yeah. I try not to think about that too much.
I know. Yeah.
That's definitely a battle that unless you're growing your own food, that you're never going to win.
Totally. Yeah, you're right. And even then, the water that you use, where's that coming from? The all the chemicals in the air and all that. Yeah, you're right. Shut up, Tom. I try so hard to be like the positive stuff, and then here I am talking about a lot of negative stuff.
Yay.
I'll tell you what, that's one of the biggest things. Like I was in the gym the other day, really nice elderly gentleman. Well, elderly, he's younger than I am. That's awful. A nice gentleman.
You're aging yourself.
I know. God. And so he heard himself playing pickleball. So I tried to be nice. I said, so how you doing and everything? And he says, well, us guys, as we're getting older, we have to be a little bit more careful. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not being more careful. Somebody said to me the other day, don't you want to like grow old together with somebody? I said, I'm not growing old. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not happening.
That's my dad always talks about that. Like he's in his 80s, so he'll go to the doctor and they'll be like, "Oh, your blood pressure is great for your age," and he's like, "Not for my age. Is it healthy or is it not healthy?
Oh, I know.
My age has nothing to do with whether or not my blood pressure is right."
He says that to the doctor.
Annoyed.
That's funny.
And even when he tore his shoulder, he told the doctor, he's like, I need this to heal because I'm getting back on the tractor and I'm mowing the lawn myself. So fix it.
That's so healthy, man. That just the attitude alone to be like that. Yeah. Like to have that. I'm not giving in. Like, I think that's part of the problem, right? We give in to the fact of anything, whether it's aging or diseases, whatever. And I said, I mean, obviously with some diseases, you can't stop it, but I mean, I think we talk ourselves into stuff so much that we can talk ourselves out of the stuff the same amount. So,
yeah.
Here's a question for you. What do you think about the THC cream for arthritis and other age-related ailments?
I mean, I think it's like everything. You have to try things out and see what works for you. I know, like for CBD to work properly, there has to be some THC in it.
Right.
So you have to make sure that whatever creams you're using have the right amount of both of the compounds in order to be. But with creams, you just need to make sure that the base of the cream is absorbed properly. Because, for example, like coconut oil, if you put it on your body, it doesn't really get absorbed the way that people think. The MCT one does much better than just the oil. So it's understanding like where is it coming from and what's the agent that they're using for you to absorb it. Because I know also if it has like certain alcohols, it actually decreases the efficacy. It's the same thing with like like poison, like the poison of bees. You can use that. Like my dad, if he ever, when his shoulder hurts, he grabs a bee and he just stings himself with a bee, and that helps him a lot. Obviously, people who are allergic can't do that, but that venom, like you can find it in creams.
Right.
But you have to make sure that the cream doesn't have any alcohol, because if it does, then that decreases the amount of efficacy of
right. I'm glad you bring that up, because it's part of the issue is making sure it absorbed. And it could be great stuff, but if it doesn't absorb into the joint, whoever you want it, then it doesn't work.
Yeah. So it's more of like the agent that they're using to put it in, that to make sure that gets absorbed right. And obviously, everybody absorbs things differently, right? Yeah. So it's just trial and error.
I did some research. Go back like in the 50s, the cannabis oil was used for, or cannabis products was used for everything. I mean, it was a cure-all for all kinds of stuff. Whether it really worked, I don't know, but it was like painkillers and everything and diseases. Then all of a sudden the doctors and lawyers and business people came along and said, no, that doesn't work in our world. We want to buy our products.
Yeah.
Don't get started on that
medicine.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nature has everything we need.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Yeah.
when the Rockefellers decided that everyone needed to go to a medical school
Yeah.
and that anything natural was now holistic and it was now not
Yeah.
accredited, then we started forgetting
Yeah.
how much food and plants can heal us.
Yeah. No kidding. Just eating the right foods alone, right? Nice whole foods, like get away from all the packaged stuff and everything. Like
Yeah,
that.
well, and even having 3 meals a day and things like
Yeah.
that. Like, if you're
Yeah.
sick, fasting is the best thing that
Oh,
you can do for your body when you're
totally.
sick. It's not eating, not and people say, "Well, I'll eat crackers and things like that." And it's like, "Well, that's the worst thing you should
Yeah.
be eating because
Totally.
that's totally completely processed food." Like, no, you should just
Right.
fast and
And
that's gonna help
that's a
you.
good point by you too, because people think sometimes because I fast for 16 hours that once I end the fast, I can eat all kinds of crappy food. Well, no, that defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah,
And I think people think fasting is all about just fat loss. It's also like it's a autophagy where it cleans up all the cells in your body and everything. So yeah, you're right. I think
correct.
fasting is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, our body uses a lot of energy during digestion. So when we're trying to get better, when we want that energy to go to heal us, to
Yeah.
heal ourselves, to heal our bodies. And
Yeah.
yeah, if we're always eating, then it's really hard for the body to
Yeah.
have enough energy to do that.
Yeah. I think it's what the misconception is that once your body has now cleaned up all the foods and calories out of your body, now it goes to healing itself, right? As long as it's
Mhm.
digesting the food, it can't do that. Yeah.
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 I mean, that's why sleep is so important. What does your body do while you're sleeping? It's recovering you. Why is it recovering you? Because you're fasting.
Oh. You know what? I fought that for years. I did not believe in the sleep thing at all. That no, I can go in 3 or 4 hours. I'm Tom Laidlaw. I don't need sleep. Yeah, screw that. Yeah, well, that was wrong.
Yeah.
But the problem was though, and I read about this too. I felt great when I wasn't sleeping, but I didn't realize all the negative effects it was having on my brain and everything. So I was functioning fine, like on a short period of time, but then I guess it does all that damage to you too. So yeah.
Yeah, in the long run, it's not smart.
Yeah, definitely. The things we learn. What was the other saying I saw the other day? I read one of the best things to do is forgive yourself for all the things you didn't know back many years ago, right? If you didn't
Of
know,
course.
yeah,
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. Like you can only operate based on your
yeah,
experiences, your knowledge, and if you don't have the information,
yeah,
you can't be mad at yourself for
yeah,
not having done things a different way because
yeah,
what you learned is what makes you think that you could do it a different way. Okay, well, you didn't know that back then though. So,
yeah, totally. Do you do the humming and all that stuff too?
yes, there's a breath called Brahmari.
Right.
It's a yoga breath where you cover your senses and you hum. It's amazing.
What is it supposed to do for you?
Okay, so the vibration affects your cells, plus you're covering your senses. So it's called pratyahara, which is withdrawal of the senses. So it brings everything in. So you cover everything up, you breathe in and you just it's a very calming breath.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm covering everything up. Mm. I see those. I think the world. Yeah, those are. I still have work to do. Right, like as much as I've opened up my mind, there's still some things I need to.
Yeah, well, not everything works for everyone. Not everyone's gonna love everything. There's so many different things that you can incorporate.
Right.
That do what works for you.
But I have learned that, like, fasting is a great example. Many years ago, people brought up fasting. I said, no, it's true. Screw fasting. Now I think it's the best thing in the world. I think it's fantastic for you. So what I've learned about myself is just because I made a laugh about it now, like the humming, hopefully in a very short period of time, I'll be humming all the time, realizing that.
Yeah, if you can't sleep because you have a lot going on in your head,
Right.
it's a really good time
Right.
to use that type of technique. Yeah,
Yeah. Do you do meditation?
I do.
Okay. Regularly, like as part of your routine?
Hmm.
Okay. Like what do you do? A couple times a day or once?
Usually in the morning. No, I like to do it when I wake up.
Okay.
I think it's best when you wake up because you change what goes into your mind, right? Usually we wake up and if you have a problem that you're thinking about before you go to bed,
Right.
you'll wake up and you'll like literally just
Yeah.
right back where you were right when so giving yourself that time in the morning when you're still going from the sleep mode to the awake mode, I think that's the best time to do your gratitude, to take some time to just be,
And
not
how long will you meditate for?
5 minutes,
Oh,
10 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't need to be long. I mean, sometimes I'll go on meditation retreats and meditate for hours, but
and do you get to that point? Like some people talk about, you get to this really euphoric state where you just like it's the best feeling in the world. Do you get to that point?
I have gotten to that point. Yeah, I don't meditate that long
But is that
usually.
like a goal of yours to get to that point, or that's not why you meditate?
No, because then that's an attachment. So you
Oh,
want to not, because
oh,
then if you don't get there, then you feel like you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So that's not really the point.
oh! Gee, I'm glad
Um,
you touched on this because actually, a buddy of mine, you may remember him, Paul and Jill from the gym. He was a tattooed guy, really good guy. They'd gone through the drugs and alcohol station. They'd really cleaned themselves up. They tried all kinds of stuff, and they just said, "Fine, we're going to do ourselves." And they believe a lot of stuff you do. And he got me into the guided meditation. And the first time I did it, he talked about this euphoric state all the time. And I did it the first time, and I thought, well, this is fantastic. So to your point, now I felt like every time I went to do it, that's what I was supposed to be doing, and I couldn't do it again. I got totally frustrated, and
yeah. That's the thing with attachment and expectations. Like every experience is always going to be what it is, regardless of what we think it needs to be. So just allowing things to just evolve as they go means that we can just be happy that we did it, not necessarily because we got somewhere.
okay. So if we have a goal, but if we have a goal or a dream to do something, and you pursue it,
Hmm.
so you're saying then you're attached to that goal or dream, or
So so if we are just attached to the result, then the process isn't enjoyable because you just want to get the result, right? So it's frustrating, the process.
oh,
Whereas if you know you're working towards something, you can just enjoy the process as it unfolds instead of, so it's not to have goals, it's just not to be attached, because the thing is, usually when we want something to happen, the ways that we see it happening in our minds are not necessarily how they're going to happen. So if we get too attached to the route and the way,
right?
then opportunities will show up that are going to help us get there, but we don't see them as opportunities because we're so attached to the end result.
Oh,
So it's not to not have goals, it's just to not be as attached to, like, I'll be happy when this is
right,
here. But
right.
then the process is just the process. But that's really where the meat of everything is, right? Because some goals take years. So if you're
Right.
not happy during the process and you're always just looking at, I'm not there, I'm not there, I'm not there, then you're not really enjoying the process. And the goal is to enjoy the process, not just the results.
Right. Because in the world I grew up in, it was all about goals, right?
Yeah. The
But I
hustle
guess
mentality.
the what's right?
The hustle mentality.
Yeah. But I guess the big goal was to play in the NHL. I started that dream at 6 years old. So I never really, I guess, although that was my goal, I didn't like every day. I wasn't saying, well, I knew I wanted to play in the NHL, but I wasn't so focused on the goal because I knew it was so far away, right? So I guess I really didn't just enjoy the process, and I enjoyed playing. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's the benefit, is just enjoy.
Right.
Enjoy. Yeah,
So
enjoy
okay,
the.
so if you do have a goal or dream,
Mhm.
okay, be motivated to go get it, be disciplined to go get it.
Mhm.
But remember, to accomplish that goal or dream, it's like getting up every day and doing the things you have to do to get there, and enjoy doing what you're doing. Don't look at it
Mhm.
as drudgery. Okay, well,
Yeah, because so many people have goals, right? And then they're working towards them and they're beating themselves up to death, and then they get there, and the second they get there, it's like, what's next? So because you're always just looking at the next thing, you're not enjoying the moments as you're getting there, and it's the
sure.
step by step. It's celebrating every step that we make and enjoying the process that
Interesting. Interesting.
that makes the whole thing good, instead of just getting it or not getting it.
Right. And then I guess so the next time you have a goal or dream, you'll look instead of saying, "Oh, I got to go through that again." You'll say, "Man, that was fantastic last time." So I'm looking forward to my next goal or dream in the whole process. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I
wow.
mean, that's the cool thing about being co-creators of our reality, but the process of creating, not just what's created, the
Right.
process of creating is where
Wow.
most of the meat of the s- time that you spend doing something is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Because in a lot of cases, you put years into accomplishing. Like I look at Olympic athlete to, do what they do.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys,
I mean, the Olympics happen once every 4 years. If you're only attached to being at the Olympics, then all the training and all the competitions to get you there are just like, but I'm not there yet, like you should be enjoying the training and the different competitions that help you get there.
Very cool. I love that. I guess I've kind of understood it, but until you put it in those terms, it makes more sense. And I do look back at things that I've done in my life where, I want to make sure we answer Deb's question here. We'll go back to, I want to go back to the whole thing on that. What are your thoughts on manifesting?
Manifesting is something where we have to see it already as done in order for it to work properly. Most people think manifesting is a form of wishing. And when you think of something along the lines of something that you don't have, the universe doesn't understand that. So to manifest is to see everything as already done and kind of work backwards from there so that you can sort of figure out what I can do now. But to live as if you already have it, not as if you're lacking what you desire, because when we see it as I want this because I don't have it, then the universe gets the message of you don't have it, and it keeps you not having it. Whereas
go ahead, sorry.
Whereas if you see it as I already have it and you don't change the way that you're seeing it, then the universe kind of gets the message of this is where we're moving towards.
See, that's the thing I've learned during the whole process of looking at that the other way around, because I would have looked at it the other way around before. Like I want it. Instead of like now it kind of goes to the whole neuroplasticity thing where I train my brain all the time to say, I am fantastic. I'm going to do this more. Not because I want it anymore, because I am that person to have it. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a huge difference. It really shifting that around. And I lived like that for a long time. I want something. Instead of just saying, okay, I'm a fantastic athlete or whatever it is that I'm more now, to the point where, and this is interesting too, to the point where, I mean, obviously you got to be careful what you say to other people, because you can come across as very arrogant, because you really have to convince yourself that you are great, right? That I mean, I know we don't care necessarily what everybody else thinks, but at the same time, I mean, you have to be like a little bit insane almost to have those, right? I mean, to believe so strongly.
A little delusional.
Delusional. I like the word delusional. Very nice. Right. And you have to be like that, right? If you really want.
Yeah. I mean, like when I sell this apartment, I'm going to build my yoga studio in Puerto Rico. But in my mind, I already practice in my yoga studio.
Totally.
Like it's already there. It's just a matter of time when it's going to be in the reality, but it's already there. It's already been.
Yeah.
Like I decorated and everything's done.
I tell you, I'm more like that now. Like by the time I get to the gym in the morning, I like do neuroplasticity happens all the time anyways. I mean, we don't have a choice. It's always happening.
Yeah.
But I make sure that I've really focused on how great I am. So by the time I get to the gym in the morning, I think I can lift 1,000 pounds. Like I'm the coolest dude.
And isn't it better to live life that way? Like instead of always thinking, oh, I'm too old, I'm not strong enough. Like that's the alternative, and the alternative sucks.
I catch people off guard sometimes, especially people I haven't talked to for a while. The people that know me now know what I'm going to be all about. But if I haven't talked to a guy in a while and he'll call me up and I go, "How you doing, you sexy bastard?" And he goes, "What did you say?"
Did you just?
Yeah. I said, yeah, you're a sexy bastard, you bastard. It's funny because I find now, I know you know this, but now people want to talk to you more because by the time they're done talking to you, they feel like I brainwashed.
They feel better.
Yeah. I brainwashed them thinking they're the best thing in the planet. Yeah. That's what I joke around with you. Like every 2 weeks we get on and do the show. And it seems like every time we get on, I'm saying to you, man, I just feel so much better about myself all the time. It's like, gets better and better all the time. Like that's the thing I could really say to people, like really be careful of what you say about yourself. Like, say don't ever joke around saying you're like I used to have that condescending sense of humor, make fun of myself, but not anymore. Like I don't want to do that anymore. Like, yeah.
No, because you believe it. Your body believes what you say to yourself. So the more you talk negatively about yourself to yourself,
Yep.
and I had someone said something the other day that was really like, and they were like, if your best friend was the person in your head speaking to you, would they be your best friend? And that was really interesting because I was like, wow, like that's a great way to think about it. Like, would they still be my friend? Like if this thing that I say that is always talking to me in my head was outside of me and they were my best friend, would they be my best friend? And it's a great way to think about it.
Yeah, very sure. All right, Danny, I'm going to take you to task a little bit here. Tom makes me feel overrated. So Danny has a daughter. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. He's talked about autistic. And I hope he's okay with me talking about this, but I think we talked about it before. He had said words before that it's a challenge and a battle all the time. And I said, well, why don't we look at it differently? Why don't we say that it's a gift? That it's a beautiful experience and that kind of stuff. I said, you and your wife are fantastic parents, and they are. And so I think he still thinks he's still in the process of learning that he's an incredible father. Like I don't feel like when he says overrated, he's not. I think he's underrating himself. He's an incredible human being. But I think, don't you think it's like pointing out to people that, okay, you're looking at some negative stuff, which may be like 5% of who you are. The other 95% of you is just friggin' fantastic.
Well, that's the other part. Like we are so used to focusing on the negative. Like sometimes one little thing happens and it's like the world is over. And it's like, no, like it's just a little mishap. Like thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the brain likes to focus on the negative though.
Right. And that's a good point. So the brain wants to protect you. So here's the negative. It says, well, we better back up here. It's like something bad's going to happen. And that's our job now, to retrain the brain through neuroplasticity.
Yeah. One of the yoga teachers that we kind of study in our program, his name is BKS Iyengar. And he was a really sick kid as a child. And there's an interview where he says, I was lucky enough to be born with a gift of illnesses.
Wow.
And then he describes how the fact that those illnesses led for him to not be able to go to school and not to be able to do this and not be able to do that, to find yoga. And like everything is how you look at it, you know?
Totally. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. If a negative, I had a buddy of mine who's, I'll be careful with names, but his mother-in-law threw him out of the house the other day. She's going through some stuff. And I said, okay, John, look at it this way. She felt so comfortable with you and so close to you that she knew she could throw you out of the house and everything was going to be fine. So it's all good. She loves you. Right. And I find myself more all the time being able to find out there's always something good going on. Some reason. Yeah. Johanna, you've got great energy, positive waves. Yes, you do.
Thank you, William.
Yes. And to your point, William, and I think I can speak for a Puerto Rican princess here. And that's a conscious decision for you. Like you make yourself that way.
I think people need to make a conscious decision. It's easy for us to be bogged down by things that are happening to us, by situations that we're going through. And it's really easy to share that energy, right? To be complaining about the bad things, things that aren't going your way. But when you choose to be more positive, to have more positive conversations, like it helps you and it helps everyone around you, right? Because the type of people you attract into your life are different when you're negative than when you're positive. If you're always complaining, then the people that are going to be around you are always going to be complaining as well, like negative Nancy's, right? So it's, I don't know. I feel like it's definitely changed my life.
Oh yeah. And it's repetition too. It's like over and over. It isn't just like one day doing it. It's like every day before you go to bed, when you wake up in the morning. Like that's the thing.
Especially when things aren't going your way. Yeah. Right. Because
you know what I found too? I'm much more aware of my thoughts. Are you a little Poochie, or are you kissing your husband? Oh, there he is.
He thinks he's a cat.
Okay. But being much more aware of your thoughts too. Like when something is going on, like catch yourself and say, okay, I'm thinking negatively right now. said, okay, that it's not the end of the world. You're thinking something now. Let's change this around. Let's think of something different, right? Like I think,
Yeah, especially when something happens. Like usually there's a lesson or something good that comes out of even the worst things that happen. So kind of shifting the conversation in the head of like what good can come out of this?
yeah,
What can I learn from this, right? Just start looking at things from a little bit of a different perspective. So
yeah,
it gives it a different meaning when you look at it like that way.
yeah, very true. Um, do you think you're learning? I think I know the answer already. Kind of a dumb question. No, not a dumb question. Um, you're learning things all the time too, right?
All the time, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's part of the evolution of humanity. And I think that that's part of the issue that we have nowadays with people being in this like every day they wake up and they do the same thing and they do the same thing and they do the same thing. Like it really gets them stuck in like a loop where it's hard to grow, it's hard to learn new things. And I mean, we're meant to evolve all the time. Like that's why we have these great brains inside of our heads
Yeah.
that have this capability of like unlimited information that can be stored. So yeah.
All right, Danny, good job here. I like this little comment here. My daughter will always be a superstar in my eyes. Perfect. That's the way.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And autism has some unique things about it. And part of it for some of people with autism is that they don't have a filter. And
Yeah.
we can say that that's not a good thing because like they'll say something totally inappropriate to someone, but like I'd rather have someone be totally honest with me than bullshit me all the time, and they don't have a filter, so they're not going to bullshit you. They're just going to give it to you straight.
Oh, they do.
So you can see that as a good thing or a bad thing. It's all how you look at it.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So,
I've been very fortunate to like through hockey. They have like the autistic kids play a lot of hockey games and everything. That's great for them. And when I go to them, the people that are running it want to introduce me as the former NHL player to these young kids. They could care less. Like they're like they look at me sometimes, okay, and they turn and walk away. And I've gotten used to it. And like to your point, it's just hilarious. They're not hiding. They're not pretending at all. That's exactly how they feel. They could care less who I am, and they're moving on. Yeah.
Yeah, that part's nice. Like, there's nothing more annoying than trying to guess what someone's thinking and trying to figure out whether or not what they're telling you. Like, you need to read a lot between the lines.
I know.
That's exhausting.
Oh God, I don't. Oh man, I hate that. I think as I've done this, I've gotten my little journey here. I think it annoys me more. Well, yeah, it annoys me more and more, or maybe makes me just move away from that situation. Like, don't even bother trying to figure out what's going on. It's pointless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs and kids are the best.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no hiding there. Dogs are the best.
Right, boo boo. You're the best.
We got here, Mr. Arms over here. You make people want that positive. Yep, definitely.
Good. That's the goal. Share that positivity and light up the world.
You kind of give, after a while, I think people know too. Okay, if you're going to talk to Tom, if you're going to talk to Johanna, you better be ready because it's not. If you want to whine and complain, it's just not going to happen. It's all positive stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the point where like if you come to me with the same conversation and we have the conversation and you're still in that space, I just tell you straight up, I'm like, nothing that I say is ever gonna fix anything. And you're literally repeating everything the same. So you need to figure this out. Like I can't.
Right.
At this point, I just can't.
When you get like that with somebody, do you find, I guess it depends on the person and the situation. I mean, I've noticed that sometimes somebody will finally break down to get to that point and say, okay, can you tell me what I need to do? Or let's talk then. Or do you think people are just so stuck in their own misery that they can't get out of it?
I mean, I think you have a little of everything, but I think oftentimes people that are speaking negatively about things that are happening to them, a lot of them are so identified with the negativity that they're not willing to change it because they're so used to living in that space. And it's up to that person to make that decision because it's easier for humans to stay in a situation that's not right for them because they're used to it. And that's become their norm. And thinking about changing something and doing something different is scary because the process of change is scary for humans. So yeah, I can understand it. I'm not as
Yeah, you can't fix it too. If they don't want to fix it, then you can't fix it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and most people don't complain because they want you to fix it for them. They're just trying to get it out, or they just like to complain altogether, right?
yeah,
Some people
and then,
just
like
really
to
love
your
that.
point,
So
they're in. That's their comfort zone,
yeah,
and they're so used to it. Yeah.
yeah,
That's why I try to say to people, okay, why don't we try to just get out of the comfort zone a little bit at a time? Like, why don't you try like taking a cold shower? Like you get the warm shower, and then take it cold. Something you
yeah.
don't.
Talk to a stranger. Like,
Yeah,
do something to get you out of your comfort
yeah.
zone, so
And you
that
realize,
you can push yourself to expand.
right, and you realize, okay, I survived that. It's not the other world. I survived it. Now let's take another step and try new things. Yeah, do anything
Yeah.
like instead of just. I mean, I guess you'd love to be able to just dive right into the deep end, but maybe just a little bit at a time sometimes too, right? Like that's not shock people.
I mean that there's people in there. I'm big on diving into the deep end,
Okay.
but that's just me. I
For you
recognize that
personally.
most people can't do that, but for me, like if like I want to just go for it. I'm not big on let's try little things at a time.
Yeah,
I'm bigger on like go big or go home.
I know.
But everyone has a different approach to life, and that's okay as well. It's not like for some people having too drastic of something happen, it's a shock to them, right?
No.
So and the shock is worse than if they can just take baby steps and get used to each step before they get to the bigger picture. Yeah, that's really going to depend on the person.
And to your point too is like with you personally, you've figured yourself out so you know the way you are, right? And I think that's part of the issue too is okay, just because Johanna does it or Tom does it this way, that doesn't mean you have to do it that way.
No, definitely not. Like I'm big on do something and ask permission or forgiveness later. Like I you know, but most people want that permission, and that's okay too.
Yes, definitely. Tom, were there any hockey players who always? It's funny looking back the way I am now. The hockey players were the biggest bunch of whining babies. Awful. And I was part of it. Because it's to your point before, we are drawn to the negative right away, that protective to protect ourselves. So when you get a bunch of 25-year-old young hockey players that have been told the greatest thing in the world all their lives, and when things, even if things aren't going in, there's nothing going wrong, we would find a way to sit around and drink beer and complain about something. It was the weirdest thing. I look back at it now, like, what was I doing? Like, especially the way I am now. But it was again, I understand it better now why we did it, but it was ridiculous, terrible. Yeah. I think the celebrities, hockey or athletes, movie stars, even politicians now and everything are some of the most insecure people on the planet, right? It's incredible. Yeah.
But I think that that's a society thing.
Yeah.
Like society has made us feel very like we're not right the way we are if we don't do things a certain way and follow certain trends and like our uniqueness isn't celebrated enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like from the get-go, when we raise children that way, then of course when they're adults, they don't feel like they're enough because we never celebrated the fact that they were exactly perfect the way that they were. So
we talked about it before. That's the whole school system, right? Everybody do the same thing. Sit your desk, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a whole big topic there. We're going that one. Hold on. No, hold on. I had that one already. Have you ever worked with veterans?
I've worked with a few. Yeah. I think yoga and meditation is great for PTSD of any kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I mean, some of the veterans that I've dealt with have had to forgive themselves for a lot of things. I have one, I hope he's not watching, that he had, so he was a sniper and they were like stationed here, and if someone came closer than 100 yards, they needed to know exactly who they were or they had to fire. And their communication got messed up and he fired and they were civilians. And he, he had to live with that.
Yeah.
And it was really tough for him to live with that and to forgive himself for for that. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a whole different world when it comes to veterans and the things that they've done and the things that they've seen. I've also had friends who have killed themselves because they haven't been able to live with it. And when you look at their lives, like their lives were perfect outside
Right.
of what they went through, but in their minds, like they relived it so often that no matter what they created in their new reality, their brain was still in that old reality.
That's one of the things
Yeah.
I've learned, like we'll watch movies, watch a John Wayne movie or whatever, and we're thinking, we protect our families and all that kinds of stuff. But you really never know if you have to take somebody else's life, like how that's going to affect you. Like people say, well, if it's my children or somebody else, I'm going to, obviously you're going to protect your children, but you still have to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah, you still have to live with it.
Yeah.
Like regardless of the reason or whether it was your fault or whether it was the right thing to do, like for him, those were his orders. So he didn't do anything wrong because those were his orders. But
that had to sting. Ooh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Without getting into too many details, is he fine now? Is he better?
I'm not really in contact with him too much anymore, but he's gone through a lot of stuff even outside. So I don't know where he's at in his life right now. I don't know. Yeah.
And if I told you I had a buddy of mine, another Navy SEAL, he'd gone through some stuff and everything too. I've told you, he was the one that did the toad poison and the
combo.
Yeah. And then he went into the seminary. He's in the seminary right now. He's going to be a priest, which is, I told you this, it was pretty cool. Actually, he called me up. I think he thought, is Tom going to laugh at me or what? And I said, no, you keep that. I mean, I wouldn't, not that I would do it, but that discipline to do that. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, to have, if you really want it that bad, you're doing something really different. So, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's, anytime we get called to change our lives in some way that's positive to us and that leads to positive things around us, like,
okay.
Perfect.
This is one of the things that I've been wrapping my head around. Do you think you have a calling?
I do.
What is it?
A teacher. I've always been a teacher. Yeah. I've ever since I was little, I was always a teacher, like organically. It just came out of me.
Right.
Like in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, I used to be in a little club in school, and we used to make up dances and learn the dances, and I was always the one making them up and teaching them to everyone.
Okay.
And because I have such bad ADHD, my dad asked one of my teachers to, like, if I got it, to put me with kids that didn't get it, for me to help explain them, because otherwise I'd be like, you already taught this, why are you repeating yourself? Because I was very non-filter when I was a child.
Pretty smart of your dad to figure that out.
Yeah, well, they were going to kick me out of school, so he had to come up with something.
Oh, okay.
Because I was interrupting the teacher, and I mean, I would get up and tell the teacher they were wrong sometimes. Like I had no filter when I was a child, no filter.
That's funny.
So yeah.
That's still pretty good. But your dad was kind of forced into being creative, but yeah, he still had to think of something. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look back, I think I'm supposed to save the world. One step at a time. I'm not trying to like stop like a nuclear bomb or something, but one step at a time. I feel like
Yeah. I mean, and that's the cool thing. Like, no one can tell you that you're wrong or that that's too hefty of a dream, or like totally. That's just somebody's opinion. But if you know deep down that there's something that you're here to do that can impact the world, then then perfect. That's perfect.
And I think one of the biggest things too is you go through is to get past, like, you think, is that egotistical to say that and think that? I said, no, I'm not being egotistical. I want to help people. It's not being egotistical. It almost feels like you're bragging about myself, but I'm not bragging. It's just, that's the way my life has been. I look back at instances starting when I was like 6 years old. I may have told a story. My mother was so proud of me. There's this girl at our bus stop that was going blind. I tell you a story. So I would volunteer to get her on the bus. It just happened. I didn't feel like it was some great duty of mine to do it or whatever. She needed to get on the bus. So okay, I'll get her on the bus. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And sometimes it's the little things that really change people's worlds. And it's not like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it doesn't cost anything. It's just. being nice.
Well, that's right. We talked about this because you talked about helping the guy outside the store.
The dollar store. Yeah.
So I agree with you. It isn't like I don't view that I need to go out and stop the nuclear bomb from going off or like that. It's like helping opening the door for somebody, helping an old lady get off the bus or whatever it is. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, even in this yoga world, like I always say, I'm saving the world one person at a time by teaching these things that can alter. If my life is better, then everyone around me is going to get impacted by that, and if they make their lives better, then everyone around them is going to get impacted. So it's a ripple effect.
One step at a time, too. Yep, I agree. All right, there, beautiful Puerto Rican princess. Great to see you again. This is good. I love our conversations. We get into
me too.
Yeah. You know what I love? So everybody knows too, and I'm glad people write in with questions on me too. We don't start off with any script or anything. We just, hey, how you doing? And then we get blabbing away. Yeah.
Sometimes we have ideas of what we want to talk about, but most of the time it's organic. That's why I always say, if you guys have any questions, just shoot them over. I'd love to, or even conversations. You guys can jump in and chat.
Absolutely. All right, there. Please say hello to your wonderful, fabulous husband, Leo. Hope he's doing well with the back and everything.
Will do.
Definitely. All right, sweetie. Great to see you again.
Talk to you soon. Bye. Have a good day.